Pop the champagne and pull up a seat, because we're about to get into real talk, real stories, and real power moves. This is Champagne and Chat, where we mix success with a little bit of spice, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome. We are in our Women's History Month still, and we're going to be talking about the soft life versus the boss life. I hope y'all ready. Y'all ready, ladies?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So briefly, everyone just go around and just introduce who you are, what you do, where you are.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. I'm Precious. I'm out of California. I work with Level 4 foster youth in multiple ways. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm ready for tonight's conversation. I've got my kombucha and my sunflower glass. I'm ready for these chats.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Cindy Gatson. I am a leading lady for Inspired Revelation Word of Faith. I am also a pageant queen, Mrs. Ultimate United States. And I'm
Okay.
happy to be here tonight. I know the conversation is going to be really good.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, y'all. I'm Bianca Lewis. I'm here in Milwaukee. I have a few different businesses. I do supervised visitation, group homes. I have a child care center, resource center, and some other things.
Awesome, ladies. So my name is Yvonne Palm, coming to you guys straight from California. And financial services, right? Yes, I'm in financial services, right? I get to do that because I'm very passionate about helping people in many areas, particularly helping them develop for their future and mentoring them in the industry so that they can become entrepreneurs in our field and own their time. So that's a little bit about.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Women of
Mhm.
service.
Yes, I love it. Servitude. Okay, ladies, let's raise our glasses and toast to you all. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
So we're gonna get right into it. Tonight we're talking about soft life versus boss life, or do we have to choose? Like, is the soft life just another way to glamorize being taken care of? Can a woman really be independent and still expect a man to provide? So I want y'all to just jump in. Like, can a woman be independent and still have the man or the luxury of having a man to provide?
Yes, she can. You can do all things through
Yeah.
Christ, which gives you strength. Okay.
Come on now.
I do believe that the Bible says the man is the head of the house. You understand what I'm saying? And so you can have it all. You can have a man who is supportive. And sometimes providing is not necessarily, monetary. Sometimes it's just him being an emotional support. Sometimes it's him taking the extra load off of you and
Yeah.
allowing you the space to be who you need to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to jump in?
No, I definitely agree because just as much as a woman is in fact a man's helpmate, I mean, it can be the same thing when it comes to, us running a business or having to show up for many different meetings and in different ways. It's like if you've already prepared my breakfast and made sure that I'm good to go when I'm
Right.
running out that door and you're praying over me and I'm feeling safe and protected, to me
Yep.
that's more than money.
Yes.
You pray for me before I hit that door.
Yes.
I will
So,
also. Mhm.
sorry, go.
I will also add, you look out for me, I'm gonna look out for you. You treat me right, I'm gonna treat you better. That's what I would say.
Yes.
Because
All the way.
everybody doesn't need the same things. You know what I mean? That's the thing. A
Definitely.
lot of women, some
All
women want a
things.
man to provide financially, and some women want a man who can provide spiritually or who can just give them that emotional support. Because you can have a man that can provide, but is he supportive? Is he giving you that emotional support? Is he
Mhm.
showing up the way you
Mhm.
need him to show up?
Mm-hmm.
Money's
Right.
nice, but it comes with some things. Are you able to still be soft when dealing
Oh,
with a boss type of man?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Woo! Come on, Claudette. Yes.
oh Lord.
So look, we're gonna go around the room really quick. It's gonna be like a hot potato. If you had to describe your lifestyle in one word, what would it be? Soft, boss, or something in between?
Something in between.
Definitely in between.
Boss.
And
Boss.
definitely in between.
Mm-mm.
Oh
I'm bossing.
Now look, the reason for being in between is because at the end of it, for me, okay, for me at least, the reason why it's in between is because you gotta have balance. And it's like it doesn't mean that one can take away from the other. It's just in this moment, if I'm not taking someone else's calls or trying to be there to meet someone else's needs or getting these emergency 911 things, I need to be in position to be just precious
Mhm.
in that moment. So I feel like that's why it's an in between for me.
That's a
Okay.
struggle. That's a
And
struggle. We need to talk more, Precious, because
Yes, ma'am.
with me, I think I'm in an era now where I work too hard to get to where I am now. So I can't come down or go back to where I was before. So they either gonna have to deal with it or they not.
Mhm.
Because I remember where I came from.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Well, I really like so you evolve into different stages in your life, right? Like you have you're like naive, you're just getting in there trying to figure out things, and then you get into a different season in life. So every season of life you're at a different, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's creating what we can consider a balance according to your values, because there's really no balance. It's
Mm-hmm.
what you so it's only 100%. So how are you going to divide that 100%? The more structure you could be and having times allocated that are your priorities, the better you're going to be to feel when you can be soft,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So,
Absolutely. So
Definitely.
what does soft life mean to you?
so soft
Soft
to me,
life means for me waking up when I'm done sleeping. Okay. Let me have that Saturday morning, okay? Somebody else do the laundry.
Yeah.
Right.
Get somebody else to do it.
That's soft life.
Yeah, working when you want to, setting your own schedule, setting boundaries, and most important, doing self care. So, right now, my self care is everything to me.
So would you say setting boundaries is the soft life or boss life?
No, that's the soft. Because if I ain't got no boundaries in my soft life, I can't have it in my boss life.
That's
that's
right.
true.
That's true. So what does boss life mean then?
Oh, with hell and hot water.
Showing up. Showing up in tears, showing up whatever.
Blood,
Like
sweat.
always showing up, because at the
That
end
mean
of
them
the day,
bags is present.
Let me
it,
tell you.
You didn't have time. A nail is broken.
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
just because
Throw a
when you
wig
live a
on it.
Right,
And
right.
let it go. It's grind time. So it's grind season. We got to get out here and get it because nothing's going to come to us. That's what it looked like for me.
That's right.
Definitely.
Now or never.
Now or never.
Mhm.
So if money wasn't an issue, how would you ideally live? Working hard, running businesses, taking life slow, enjoying luxury?
I would
we
say
all take a
all of
deep
the
breath.
Barely
above.
working.
Can I check all the boxes? Because I wouldn't mind being on a farm somewhere, okay?
Ooh,
Get
raising
me over
chickens to
there
make eggs.
with everything that I can try and learn to harvest things on my own. Like, let me figure out how to really self-sustain myself.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
it's like if we honestly went back to the barter system, which we could, but it's like, hey, if I know how to grow these cherry tomatoes and you over there and you got
Yeah.
some lettuce, baby, we can make a salad. You feel
Right.
me?
Come on.
Yes.
To me, that is a soft boss life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you can pour like that. So,
That's
hey.
true.
So do we think that women who embrace the boss life are sacrificing femininity?
Definitely.
To a certain extent.
Wait, why is it definitely B?
Definitely. Because if you don't walk in your purpose, people don't respect you. They take advantage of it, and no, it's just not what it is in 2025.
I would say honestly, it's quite the opposite, and the reason why is, in my personal opinion, is that you just set boundaries. You know, like what you have to show, you have to give a clear expectation of what you expect, so that people know you and how to treat your time. If you don't have a boundary, you're going to take advantage of. And if you say yes, you're literally saying no to so many other things as well. So you have to just be very clear and not unapologetic about it. Be like, this is what it is, and I love you, but this is what it is, right? And either people are in favor or not in favor of it, and if they're not in favor of it, then they'll see themselves out of your life, and that's okay, right? So you could still be boss, and you could still completely be a female, and you could still be taken care of and take care of business, you know, and your man can know that you know, he has a right next to you.
Listen, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Well, see, yeah, for me, I just feel what works in my home is the fact of safe words. You know, if my spouse comes to me and we're having this conversation and it's business oriented, okay, so you know what hat I'm wearing in that space and in that moment. So in full transparency, when it comes to like your friends or, you know, people you meet on the street, if I shake your hand and I shake it with firmness and we're talking about business, let that be that. But if we are not friends and it's not that personal level, then you're gonna get what you get. You feel me? And it's still gonna come off as though I mean what I say, but it doesn't necessarily have to be tough. You know what I mean? And I think with that, you learn that as you heal internally.
Like say what you say it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Respect.
Bianca, they want to know what's your sign.
A Taurus.
I love Tauruses.
A Taurus. I don't play no games. See, people
I love
run
a Taurus
over
and a Capricorn.
Yes, people will run over you, your business. They will drain you till they can't drain you no more. Not 2025. We ain't came too far as women. We just have done too much. And when I tell you, for years, I was literally pouring from an empty cup. I was filling everybody else's cup, doing for everybody else, barely invested in myself. I would invest into my business, my clients, my husband, my kids, and I'd be left with nothing. 2025 is a new boss in town.
And I always say that you could never, I always tell people this too, like when you're not okay, it's kind of selfish because you know you don't have nothing to give. So it's like pouring dirty water into other cups. You can't give anything clean unless you're taken care of. And it's not selfish. But like Yvonne said, it's setting those boundaries. Sometimes you gotta say no. Sometimes, like you said earlier, Precious, that phone gotta be on do not disturb. And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
it. No, you gotta go no contact. And it's not being selfish. It's just making sure that you have enough in you so you can pour clean water into other vessels.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Because in some seasons, God will have us to just sit back and be quiet. And when he's sowing seeds into us, one thing he's gonna do is he's gonna tell you did you fast about it before you made that decision on that business venture? How did you go into this season? What was it that you were carrying? Some things are not just because the idea sounds good in that moment doesn't necessarily mean go for it.
And you know what's crazy? I normally don't talk about my personal discussions on this because it's about y'all. But what I've learned in this season is if I didn't hear God say yes, I don't care who you are. If you the pastor, if you sit next to Jesus,
right?
If I don't hear him myself, I ain't judging.
And sometimes he'll allow you to kind of be drained because you know he's waiting for us to lean on him. And sometimes he's like, "Look at her; she's doing all this by herself, and I'm right here waiting for her. Come on home, daughter. Come on."
Come on.
You know, we make him our last option, but he should be our first.
Right. Because it's like and then he'll put you in those positions. It's like if God is saying, walk to me, come to me, he gonna make you run eventually.
Yes.
You're gonna make it run eventually. So, you know.
That is true.
Absolutely. So, for my married women, does your husband support your lifestyle choice, or do y'all bump heads about it?
We bump heads a lot.
About you working or about you being in boss mode? Because sometimes as boss women, even when we're home, we don't know how to turn it off because we
Yeah.
always thinking.
Oh,
It's like
baby, I turn
you
it
just
off.
stuck. It's not like you doing intentionally. It's just like I'm still stuck in boss mode, not wife
Yeah.
mode, or turn to compartmentalize where you got to be mommy, you got to be wife, you got to be
Right.
software area. It's just be like, I'm trying to get to the next dollar. I'm trying to get us to the next point.
Right.
So what y'all bump heads about?
So with me, we bump heads like it's always work. I work a lot. The other thing would be like he don't feel like he make a lot of decisions in the marriage, as business wise, financially wise. And I'm like, I don't think you make good financial decisions. And if I'm the brains, let me be the brains and you just do the work, which is the labor. So we bump heads about that. But one thing I would say, and I give to him, without him, I can't do a lot of things that I do. So I do appreciate him being that muscle, but allow me to be the brain.
So how do you say it in your software era where he's not getting offended and he doesn't feel like you're totally taking control? Is there a way we could like just scale it back?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, what I did, what we both decided to do on Sundays, I make a work list or a work order for him, list out everything I need him to do for that upcoming week from Sunday or from Monday to Friday, and we'll go from there.
She said honey-do list. Yes.
Yes, yes, I like that.
I don't play no games with them. The kids got it too. I need y'all rooms clean. I need y'all to wash y'all clothes. I gotta have some kind of order. And
Yes,
that's
and the
just
structure in the
order.
house. Yes, yes. So Yvonne, how do you do it?
So ironically, I work with my husband. I'm at my office right now.
Wait,
Right.
what?
So we
Y'all
yes,
together 24/7?
24/7. Even when we want to have fun, we're around each other.
Aw.
Oh,
It's no,
so
I can't do that.
Yeah. My husband's office right next to mine's, right next door. So
yeah,
I be
it
I don't know
a
if it's the
lot of house.
Capricorn in me or the introvert in me, but I need my space. I don't like to feel smothered and like get
Well, we
mm-mm.
have our spaces. We have our separate offices. We
Mhm.
do have our system that mediates a lot of the things for the business. We do have our separate schedule. So although we're in the office, we're kind of like touch points, right? Like, okay,
y'all ride together to the office too?
sometimes we are, sometimes we're on. So I'll tell you that I think the times that we've bumped our heads the most is when, like Bianca said, right? I'm dabbing into his lane or he's dabbing into.
Yeah.
If we know our roles, we know our lanes, we know our strengths, then we complement each other. The fact that we're opposite is what attracts
Yeah.
is what attracts us. Now we got to do something which is personal develop, and if we were both personal develop, then we're both growing together versus having a chance to, be one stagnant over the other. So we give each other the ability to grow separately. And yes, there are times that I have my girl time and I'm on my girl trip. I'll see you later, right? He does his things, right? And we're able to come back into the relationship renewed. And that's how we keep it fresh, right? So being very clear on what the expectation is, knowing that it's never as high as you think it is and it's never as low as you think it is. It's somewhere right in the between. And know that you're not, everything you say, you're not always right? Like, even though I want to be right, I'm not right. So I got to be like, hey, let me check myself first. Where am I falling short? How can I be accountable? And then let me bring that perspective to the conversation. And then we have a whole different conversation after that. So I got to be accountable and first know where I can fall on the sword so that we can be better together. And that's what helps us work together, live together, have fun together.
Yeah. What about you, Cindy?
for me, I could say like just he knows where I'm at. So like, there's no specific roles. Cause I think a lot of times, how we grew up, like your mom, she cooked, did all that, and the
Mm-hmm.
woman, and the man, he worked and made all the money, came home, threw his shoes on the side and went about his business.
Mm-hmm.
But just really finding a balance of what works for us in our home. Like I have days when I come home and I'm like, babe, like and he's just like, all right, I got food. He got the food ready. You know what I mean? The candles lit, the house is clean. And he was like, babe, you could just go in the room and take a nap. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? Like we know where each other are and we know how to meet each other where we
Oh,
are at the
I
moment,
like that.
and just carry the
Yeah.
weight sometimes
Right.
instead of like, sometimes like nagging and just being like, why you didn't do this today, or why this didn't happen. Just being attentive to know like, okay, today's one of those days. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
do, pick up the extra, like, hey babe, is there anything that I could do to help you out right now in this moment?
Yep.
Whether that's like giving him his space or, just going outside or going left, or like just giving him his moment. Because sometimes
Yeah.
it's not necessarily people are frustrated with you. It's just sometimes they having a moment and they just need to pause and breathe.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're unable to see it because we're so focused on us and what we want at the moment.
Yep.
Oh.
So
Definitely.
Oh, bars. That's
Selfishness.
Yeah.
so Yvonne, would you ever stop working and fully embrace soft girl life if your husband provided everything?
You know, it's just boss is it's a character of you. It's not even like,
uh-huh.
it's not even something that you can turn on and turn. It's who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
it's about uplifting others. It's about having other people become the best
Serving.
themselves. And you know what? The thing about it is that you don't know, but people are watching you, and people are being influenced and inspired because you decide to say, "Hey, I'm gonna stand up for something. I'm gonna chase after my goals and my dreams and make them a reality." And it starts to kind of like deposit into even your kids. Like your kids start to mold their thoughts behind, like, I could do this. So no, I still would be boss.
She would still have a
Yeah.
hustle is what she's saying. She still be doing
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Bossing him around.
yeah, when you look at it, I mean, what is the mother of the house? Is the boss in the house?
Mm-hmm.
The
Uh-huh.
caregiver, the homemaker, we are the
Yeah.
homemakers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we
At the end of the
everything.
day,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you sit
everything.
the house
regardless.
manager for sure.
So
The doctor,
Bianca,
the nurse.
that all that,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the judge, the this,
Uh-huh.
Everything at one.
Yeah. The
everything.
the brain behind the
So,
operation.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Bianca, what's the biggest misconception about being a boss woman? We lost her.
Bianca went dark.
Yeah, we'll come back.
She got to
So
be a boss real quick. She'll be back to us.
yeah.
Hmm.
So Cindy, pageantry requires grace, ambition, style, all of these things. Do you consider yourself more of soft life or boss life?
I feel like I'm kind of in between though. I feel like I have, because there's so many other things that I also do. I also like have my business as well, and I'm a leading lady of a ministry, so I'm always, I gotta extend grace, but I also gotta correct people in love, and
Yeah,
it's kind of, it's you as a person. How
yeah,
are you showing up? As a woman, we're still feminine. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? You can still be a boss in your heels. You can still, you it's how you speak. Like she
yeah,
said, a boss life is a characteristic, just like as being soft is a characteristic too.
yeah, absolutely.
It's being meek, it's being humble. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's knowing when to speak and when not to speak. It's knowing how
Mm,
not to be offended. It's knowing how to make people feel good about themselves when they're in your presence. What are they gaining from you? What can I learn
ooh,
from you?
yes.
You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes you meet
Mm,
people who are bosses, and I'm like, how do you have a business? Your attitude, like, girl, what you selling? Like, there's
Hmm.
no, I would not bring you my business. You get
yeah,
what I
the
mean?
customer
It's
service.
It's like, girl, I don't want your service, like,
Yeah,
ma'am. You know what I
this is the
mean? So
customer
like,
service department.
right. So it's like it's how you showing up. So being a boss, you still in your soft girl era too. You get what I
Yeah,
mean? Because you don't
yeah,
always have to be so all the time. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
I just think the boss life is more like wisdom,
yeah.
knowing the right words to say, knowing how to address people, know who you're dealing with.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's not always because I think society make it like a woman that's a boss. She's wearing the pants and like you know what I mean? Like she don't have no help and she just always on the go. You could still be on the go and still have character.
Yes, absolutely. So, Precious, being in a demanding industry that you're in and tough industry, do you feel like the soft life is even realistic in demanding careers?
I
No.
definitely do. I definitely do. And I say that because of the simple fact that the empathy I possess, I guess,
Mm,
Mm,
it can move and shift in any room. You know what I mean? The light I carry,
that's
it
good.
could be as simple as that because there's a difference in walking in with the intention to close the deal when you're dealing with the paperwork side of things, right? But if you have to have that human interaction and you're
Mm-hmm.
coming and you're completely just detached. I didn't piss in your Cheerios. You don't get to talk to me any kind of way. But I do,
Mm-hmm.
like Cindy said, I'm gonna come at you with the love of God. But if you decide to move differently,
yes.
baby, that's you. I have no control over that. But I honestly do feel, regardless if I gotta wear pants or a dress, my words will be my words, but you will meet me with love.
Oh, oh, I love that. Bianca, you back? Bianca, that what you saying?
Bianca being a boss right now.
Yeah, Bianca still bossing me. She said, "Hold up, checklist number 2, gotta get it done."
So, over this last decade in this walk of the entrepreneurship journey in networking, Bianca, you're back. Hold on.
Oh, you could see her because I'm like, she's
Yeah,
Bianca.
you
There she
back?
goes.
B.
got to be a boss again.
Mhm.
Let me see. Bianca. Okay, so over this journey, we'll see where she comes. Over this journey, I've met women who's like, I wish I had the courage to be a boss and all that stuff like that. My husband controls everything, but he provides. Would you rather have a rich husband who provides everything but controls you, or be a boss who makes her own money but have to hustle hard?
Mm.
Okay, let me speak to that one first, really fast. And now I'm gonna say this, okay? In my opinion, I'd much rather hustle hard with my husband for the simple fact that if we are both on a like say between 9 to 5, we're gonna go work on something. By the time 5:15 come, I'm gonna have that man at home. We're gonna be able to sit and discuss our day. There's certain things that I may have going on that he's an expert in, or he may have, that network that can help me grow in my areas. But I also believe in my partner being wise counsel for me. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you're going to be that provider, but you're also going to have that emotional stability. You're also going to come with receipt in hands because you wouldn't be with me if you couldn't. I'm
Mm,
sorry. That to me, that's a waste of time. And I believe in being friends. So it's like we're going to sit down and have a conversation as friends. What do you think about this? But yeah, definitely meet me at home.
yeah.
The wealth, it can come in a lot of different ways. It's like, what does his circle of friends look like? Is he
Mm,
rich in spirit? Because are you surrounding yourself with people who are going to work and then they cheating on their wife, or they feel like they can do certain things? Not to say a man with money is going to do that, but
right,
it's
right.
just I'd much rather us have our time
Yeah.
than anything. You know what I mean? Because just because you rich in the pockets don't make you rich in your soul. I don't need that type of. Mm-mm. No,
And
thank you.
then what if you fall off and you not rich no more? And how we gonna eat? Somebody
Mhm.
gotta be able to come in and save the
Somebody got to
day.
soup to the devil.
Somebody gotta hold the
I
fort
gotta save the
Mhm.
day. I can't be just at home. You looking at me, I'm looking at you, and let babe get the
down.
boxes. We
Somebody
homeless.
gotta hold the fort.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. Yes. Yvonne, you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's a pause and think moment of like, okay, really, how would you like to have it? But I gotta agree with Precious. It's like there's something magical about building together. Like
Mhm.
it it can't be broken. Like I think the best part of winning is not even the fact that you won; it's the journey that you took to get there. It's who you
Exactly.
be in the process, and if you
Mm.
process with your husband, I mean, it's it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you look back and say, wow, like remember when I used to be this, remember when I used to think this way, remember when this was the situation, and then see that way. So having a goal in mind, be in the pursuit for that, and be gracious in the process of it, it builds character. And I think that's the biggest that you could ever personally grow. If you could do it with your spouse, man, even more power to you. So I would
Yeah.
take the hustle. Let's do it
Yes.
together.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's like
Absolutely.
those numbers are gonna be infinite. If you have a man and all he chasing is money, he's gonna always keep going. Cause say if his goal is to hit that $1,000,000, once he hit that one, he gonna want to go two. It's like, did you tithe this past Sunday though? Is that on your mind? Like, are you only focused on the riches? Like,
And
yeah, you can buy these
ooh.
things, but if it gets taken from you, like here in California, up through a fire, baby. Now I'm smart enough to call the insurance and do the claims. But
Yeah.
Hold on.
are you going to cry over what we lost materially, or are we going to go ahead and go get this hotel room and we go be like, that was crazy? You get what
Yes.
I'm
And not
saying?
only and not only that, I do also believe that sometimes even with women that want like, oh, I want this rich man, but
Mhm.
you got to ask yourself, in every relationship, you're sacrificing something. And I don't think people
Definitely.
think about that. Like if I want a rich man, I know that he's on the clock. And I'm
Mhm.
going to have
Yes.
nights where I'm alone in my bed. Is that something I can deal
Ooh.
with? People don't think
Mm.
about what you're sacrificing as
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
opposed to somebody you're building with. Y'all get to do this together. Like she said, you're growing together. You guys get to help each other. You guys get to know each other. You guys are building a friendship
Mhm.
as
Mm.
opposed to I'm getting that Gucci bag and them shoes, and he's buying me cars and houses, but my bed is cold. The
Yeah.
Right.
California king is cold. No man is in
Yeah.
it.
And then you got to
Mhm.
call all your friends so they can hang out with you at night because you don't want to go home.
But they
Right.
got a
Wait,
man and
you
he
know what?
not
I,
rich, but he okay.
but you know what? It really boils down to this. I don't want no participation trophies. I want to earn my trophy. You know,
Yes.
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 that's what it is. And if I did it once, I could do it again and again and again and again. So
Mhm.
Right. And then
what's
like you
there?
always
Mhm.
gotta think like it's a partnership.
Yes.
We're like
Mhm.
women are helpmeets. Like you're not just here, we're smart and we're very influential. You see what Eve
Mhm.
did? They talk about she was the weak. I'm being realistic, and I'm not. She was the weakest link. Supposedly, he got to her, but she was able to make this man give up
Yes.
everything that
Mhm.
God said. If
Mhm.
that's not influence, I don't know what is.
Yes.
You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it's like women have so much power, and we do so much. So it's like, why
Mhm.
would you want to waste that?
Ooh,
Right.
Why would
that's
you
a
want to
good
waste
one.
that?
So while we
That's
there, do you think women in pageantry naturally lean toward the soft life aesthetic while still grinding behind the scenes?
Pageantry, honestly, pageantry isn't what people think it is, to be honest. People, you look at the beauty of it, like, oh, it's just pretty women. I joined pageantry because I wanted to learn more about myself and I wanted to break out of my shell, but that's a story for another day. But like also I wanted to push my cause, my platform. And
Mm.
so, and it's a lot of work because not only it's like you're selling yourself kind of sort of to a certain extent.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Right.
then think about it, if you're like insecure, you're in a room with all these beautiful, smart, intelligent women. Like, how do you stand out?
Mm.
It's like work that goes behind this. It's not just I'm pretty and answering questions. It's like really like, and it's the work. Like you got to
Yeah.
put in work. It's networking. It's putting yourself out there. It's like, what are you building?
Mm.
But again,
Right.
people only see the pretty parts of it, and a lot of women in pageantry are bosses. Like I've
Yeah.
met lawyers, I've met government workers, you know what I mean? I've met like commissioners, like all types of people are in pageantry. It's
Mm.
just, society and what you see on TV, you just think like, oh, okay, she just want to sit at
They show
home.
you the surface level.
Yes.
Right. And it's so
Yes.
much more, it's so much more to it.
So in our families, in our communities, do you feel like you're pressured to live one way or another? Versus like, for example, people judge stay at home wives versus ambitious career women.
Honestly, again, like I said, it's basically what works for you. I just want to live how God wants me to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some women, like I said, even with women with a lot of kids, I'm like, you were created to multiply the earth, woman of God. Go ahead and
Lord Jesus.
multiply.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and like everybody has their calling. Some
Yeah.
people, they're called to raise the next generation. You get what I'm saying? Some of us are called to be entrepreneurs, to go out in the marketplace and to serve. And because it's all servitude in different capacities, whether you stay at home or whether you out in the field. Stay at home moms have it hard too. The ones that
Yeah.
actually like,
Do
you're taking
work
care of
with the
kids
kids.
all
Yes.
day. Like I
Yes.
have a family member, she's a stay-at-home mom, and like school, and then they have a business. So like she's the teacher. She's making sure the house is clean. She's making sure grades are good. She's making sure the house is taken care of, and then she's doing other things.
Making sure they go on the dental appointments, track
Right.
practice, this, that. So
Like
yeah.
taking care of a home is not easy.
At all.
It is not easy. So when
And then,
people
wait, imagine being a boss woman. Yeah, I'm all at the same
And then
time.
and
when you
people
have
do it.
children with extra behaviors. Yes.
I
Behaviors,
mean, so
mentally, everything.
Yvonne, how was that for you, or what's the stigma like? Living on the West Coast and stuff like that.
You have to know what your core values are. Honestly, like you can't be living like just to show off all the newest and all that. Like, hey, if that's what your priority is, then go right ahead. But there will be a time in life where you have to say, did I arrive to my best potential? And if you can't show for, or you can't do what you wanted to do because you were trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like then it doesn't help you, it doesn't serve you. But I honestly I gotta say that part of that is really being willing to say I need help and help with support, right? Because having a balanced life, having like like you say, kids and being a boss, owning your business, running a team, and then having your kids and schooling your kids because they're homeschool and they're all their activities and sports because one of them wants to play 8 sports, doing all of that. You need a support group, right?
Village.
You need to get
Yeah,
your mom
You
involved.
need 8 arms, okay?
definitely.
And you got to show your kids how to be like, hey, like, I need you to put this on my schedule. I need you to have a schedule. I need you to know the expectations. And the sooner you can teach them those kind of responsibilities, the better it becomes longer term, which will kind of allow you to make the best decisions, what you want to do with your lifestyle or your finances and everything. So honestly, I'm me. Like, I don't got time to think about anyone else. I just got to do me.
But all of it is equally important because, like I said, a lot of stay-at-home moms have it really tough too. Like it's not easy. The ones that are actually active and in their kids' lives. Going to sports, taking care of the house, got to take care of the husband, people getting sick, and making sure they have everything that they need. And for the women who are bosses and doing both,
Yeah.
that's even more.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
just
know
as a woman, just learning to go ahead and relinquish that control, because sometimes you have to delegate tasks. You can't do everything.
absolutely.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why it's important on who you are
That's,
sharing your life with and being able to trust their mental capacity too.
yes, that's why those best friends and godparents and grandparents are important, especially
Aunties,
choosing
different.
who as a godparent. So
Mhm.
that's important. So
Mm-hmm.
Precious, me and you are the only single ones here technically because we're not married. Uh,
Working on it.
yeah, we're working on, but technically,
We're working on it.
speaking,
Uh-huh.
right? Do you ever feel like we as boss women or single women, we just grind and let a man, like we just grind, and we just find a man and settle because we just want to have somebody, or we past that Betty Wright stage?
Girl, at this big age of 18 plus, I will say, okay, because I'm able to rent a car. I'll say 25 plus, okay? At this big age, it's like I'm no longer in a space to where I'm going to allow certain things to occur. So it's
Mm,
like even with my fiance, it's like we have those honest conversations, and I make sure that he was my friend first before I said yes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And even prior to that, it was just like I had to ask myself, like, what parts of you are this broken that you're allowing someone to come in your life and even use you? Like,
Mm,
baby, like what part of you is unhealed? So it's like how am I going out and like I even had to check myself about entertaining people. Why am I in, like she said, how are you pouring from a dirty cup of, you know what I mean, and giving out that
mhm.
dirty water? It's the same thing when it comes to us in dating. I feel like I was very intentional this time.
Yes, I
That's
love
good.
that.
Very intentional.
Yes. So how do we know the difference between self-worth and just being unrealistic? Like, because all of us talk about healing and what a narcissist look like, and oh, I know my worth and I know my value and all this stuff like that.
Oh, it's being unapologetically you at all times. It's like, just like, in the Bible, it says, he never said that the weapons wouldn't form, only that they won't prosper. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing applies when you're dealing with humans. I expect nothing from you other than for you to be human. So if you do show me a certain side of you that I don't agree with, can we work on it? Oh, we
Mm.
can't? You stuck in your way? It's okay. We can either be friends, keep it cordial, or keep it cute. Go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Keep it cute.
Keep it cute. Keep it cute. Because I'm not gonna give you that energy to sit and argue with you on, you being this, oh, I'm a tough guy and this is who I am and I'm not gonna change for anybody. Well, baby, have a nice day. But I guarantee you the man I have right now, okay, let's sit down and let's talk about it.
Yes.
Like you have an attitude, how can we move past that? But then it's also like I don't need you to come to me as my woman right now. I need you to be my friend type conversations. You know what I mean? And let's
Yes.
build on that
Yeah.
before anything.
Mm.
So what about
You
for
know,
you, Jay?
you know?
Come on. Oh, now reverse card. We're gonna hit that reverse card, baby.
Woo, you set it all for me. Look.
Yeah, we're gonna hit that reverse card,
But
baby. Come on.
I feel like where I am, even with my walk spiritual, it's you can always say, oh, I'm spiritual, I'm this, I'm that, I love God and all that stuff. But when you actually take God serious and then you like move with intent, I never moved with intent before. And so now I'm learning to move with intent. I'm learning to be in alignment with God. So it's like my walk has shifted. And so my dating life shifting. And even my friendships, just relationships in the whole are shifting. So if you can't learn to meet me where I'm at right now, I can't be like, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we absent from another, but we can't be in the same spaces right now because where I'm trying to go or where God is calling me to grow, I can't be in certain places.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good. Good.
that's where I'm at with that. So even with dating, even with friendships, like I'm in my word more. Like it's one thing to just wake up and be in the scripture and then call it a day, but when I'm actually like, I made my own like study Bible and stuff like that, where I'm actually studying the word, breaking it down, revealing it, and I'm like teaching my kids how to pray. Like it's one thing to just say a prayer, but I'm teaching them like, okay, we give reverence, then we repent, then we request, like the 3 R's and stuff like that. I'm, showing them structure, consistency. We getting on our knees to pray every morning before you even go brush your teeth, or sometimes I don't even let them brush your teeth first. So my walk is changing.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So before we go, because I know I told y'all 1 hour and it's 3 hours over there. They got to get back to their boss life. If you had a daughter, what's one piece of advice you would give your daughter about love, self-worth, or success?
When you understand whose you are, because of course, if I had a daughter, I would instill who God is and let her know that her identity comes from God. And so I would let her know that when you understand who you are, you move differently. Like when you I'm trying to find the right way to say it. It's not about who you are, but whose you are. And as
Whose you
long as
are.
you keep God first and you're
Yes.
reminded that He created you with intention, with pure intention. And when He made you, He said it was good, that you have everything already inside of you. You don't need to be like anybody else. You don't need to want what other people have. Everything that you need, God already gave you.
Provided. That's right.
Yep, his promises are yes and amen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wish they told me when I was younger.
Yvonne, what's one piece of advice you would give your daughter about love, self-worth, or success?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
There's so many.
There's so many. But honestly, love you, date you, travel with you, be comfortable with just being you and with you. Because I think sometimes we're so almost dependent on having always someone next to us.
That's good.
Or needing to come along. There is so much gratitude and just peace and moments of discovery that you could have when you're just with yourself and comfortable with being by yourself. Take time to explore you.
Yeah.
Don't be so interested in getting to know everyone else. And just like God will show you, and that's really what you're tapping into. You're tapping into the God in, the God's image in you, who He's deposited in you, the Holy Spirit in you. And only then can you make better choices, decisions, love the people better, love yourself better, to be happier, so you can be happier with someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
That discernment is gonna show up.
Yes, it is. It is. And because I have a daughter, I will chime in. One is literally, and I know this sounds so cliche, but keep God first. Like it's no other way to say it. Like literally, like keep God first. Like let Him be the center of everything that you do. Wherever you're going, things of that nature. Even now, like I'm even mindful of getting in the car and praying before even pulling off, like because danger seen and unseen. And I would tell her, pursue that boss life, like because being in this world, especially as Black women, it's like we always have to fight, we always have to show up, we always have to prove ourselves, we always have to be alpha women. So be that boss, bring that unique side of you out. Don't be afraid to show it, and whatever you do, like do it to your best ability.
Yes.
So,
that's good.
Yes. So toast to you all. Thank you all for joining. Glasses up. Cheers. I love you and I wish you all prosperity. Thank you all for joining for Women in Chat.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
too. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Fume. We spill the tea and pop the bottles.
but we're just getting started. If you felt this convo, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Because trust me, it's about to get even hotter.